So now let us make our single post page mobile responsive. Let us click anywhere on the page and select Inspect, and then select the devices icon at the bottom left of the screen. And then after that, we will be able to reduce this width of the screen and see how our website is going to respond. Now this is clearly not responsive at all, because beyond the edge of the website here, we are seeing some extra empty space, which is not really a padding, and it's not really being caused by CSS. Now it is being caused by this image, which we gave a fixed width. So because of that fixed width, when the screen is reducing, the image refuses to reduce, thereby pushing on the website and adding this space we don't want. So we are going to change the styles for the image later. For now, I'm just going to comment it so that we can proceed with the responsiveness and then address it later. So I am inside single post.html, and specifically in the section where we have HTML for the sidebar. This is the image. We are giving it a width of 30 pixels. I'm just going to comment it out temporarily, and then when we come back to our page and refresh, you will see now that that space is gone. Alright, so now we want to look for a screen width at which we can make some changes to enable the responsiveness of our website. Alright, this seems to be a good position to define a media query for the responsiveness. So I'm just going to consider 760 and below as the breakpoint where we can start making our responsiveness changes. Okay, we are going to begin with the banner. So I'm going to go to our public.css file. I will copy any of the existing media queries, and then I will search for banner because that's the part we want to make responsive first. And then I scroll to the very bottom of the styles for banner, just before the beginning of the styles for author bio. And I will define a media query at a screen of max width 760 pixels. Okay, so for the page banner at this screen width, what do we want to do? We want to hide the image and make sure that this left box occupies the entire width of the page that's available. Alright, because we don't want to, on mobile, it's just a personal choice. I think images can be a bit of a nuisance on mobile, so that's why I'm hiding this. Okay, so we are going to copy the styles for the parent element, that is the banner container itself. We are also going to copy the left box, and then I'll scroll down and paste it within the media query. Okay, we are still going to display the banner container using flex, so none of these styles is going to change. The only change we are going to make is we will set the flex direction to colon. In fact, we don't even need to set the flex direction to colon, because the right box is going to be hidden, so it's not going to even display. We are just going to hide it. So we will just give the left box a width of 100%, and since we are on mobile, we are not going to need a big padding, so I'm going to reduce the padding to 16 pixels. And that will be all for the left side box. The right side box is going to be hidden, so I'm going to copy the selector for that, paste it within the media query, and I will replace all styles with display of none. Okay, and with this, let us go back to our page and refresh, and this is how it should look on mobile devices. Okay, the next section we should make responsive is the body, the page body. And what I want to have on mobile is to have only the main content on this screen width. We can make the topics or the sidebar to appear below, and then the main content occupies the entire width of the page. So we are also going to make it happen at this same at this same media query or screen width. So I'm going to copy that, and then I will search for page, or rather main content, because that's the part we want to make responsive. So I am bringing the media query to that part. Okay, so we will scroll to the bottom of this section, and we will add this media query to the one that already exists. And the parts we want to change include the sidebar, the main content, and the page container. So I will copy those three selectors and I will paste them within the media query. So on this screen width, what we want to do is we want to set the flex direction to column so that the main content and the sidebar are being displayed vertically. So the sidebar will go under and the main content will be on top. And each of them should have a width of 100%. So instead of making it two different selectors, since they have the same CSS property, I'm just going to put a comma and add the other selector. So this is the same as setting a width of 100% to this, the main content, and the sidebar. So let us go to our page and refresh, and it looks good. Okay, one other thing I want us to fix is the slider. As you can see, these icons are slowly getting out of screen, and it will be very difficult for the user to press them on mobile devices. So once again, I will copy the same media query. I will go to the suggested post section, which is here. I'll scroll down to the bottom and paste this media query. We want to change the position of the icons, so let me copy those and add them in the media query. So we don't want them to be that far out of their parent, so let me set this to 24 pixels, negative 24 pixels on either side. Okay, let us refresh, and this looks better. Okay, all right, and I believe that's all, except the image we did not we commented out. We are not going to be giving it a fixed width anymore. I'm just going to give it a class of tall image or whatever. Maybe you could give it a class of tall banner. So I'll copy that class. I will search for sidebar, and then somewhere after the definition for topic section, I'm just going to duplicate that star, and then we'll pick the tall image. We'll set the max width to 300 pixels and set the width to 100%. So this means that when you're on mobile, occupy all the space that's available, and when you're on big screens, on big devices, you should occupy as much space as is comfortable for you, but don't go beyond 300 pixels. Okay, so let us refresh, and when we scroll down, something is not right. We were placing the tall image inside the selector for topic section. Alright, but in the CSS, the tall image is inside our sidebar section. So we need to change this to sidebar section, and then when we refresh now, it looks good. Okay, so it looks good both on big screens as well as on small screens. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. I'm going to catch you in the next one.